Welcome to the 25 Days of Empowerment. This is day 14, April 14th, 2024. And I'm Emiliana Patrick. You can find me at thepatrickpearl.com. And I'm a breathwork facilitator and an astrologer. And you can also find me for acupuncture at the student clinic at Daoist Traditions on South French Broad.
I'm Tiffany. I'm a self-love and feminine empowerment coach, but my messages are for everyone. You can connect with me on Instagram at tigerlily.and.co.
And here we are, April 14th. The eclipse season is over. The new Mercury retrograde cycle has begun. And the energy is like this. It's like, can we find our footing? We can't. Mercury is invisible, and we are in this deep inward time. Tiffany and I were talking about how difficult it is even to sit and make these recordings today.
Yes, because we are very much in the energy. It is for us. Today is Saturday, the 13th. And so we are right in it with you. And right before we started, I said, Emiliana, I don't know how this is going to go because my brain is so squirrely right now. I'm everywhere.
We are in the middle of deep disruption. And here are just a few things I know from having lived through these and recorded over like 15 years, different influences. Don't take what's happening right now in your outer world too seriously. Things are really going to change and be very different after April 25th. If things are happening and you're like, I don't know why this is happening. I don't understand why they would even do this. I don't, like, where did that decision come? Stop. Take a breath and know if somebody's making serious, hardcore decisions right now, they're not going to hold. I'm telling you, they will not hold after Mercury goes direct, especially if they occurred in the last week. Here's the other thing I'm really clear on. We can see old patterns. We can see our past and how we've done things really clear right now. And we can also feel into the new, which is damn exciting. But we have no idea like how to do the new yet. And we're right in this kind of place, and it's in our inner world of, I'll just use something from my life. Yesterday morning, I took an action and it felt like an appropriate action. And then I realized that's an old way of being. That's not going to help anybody. That's not appropriate anymore. And I didn't know it until I took the action. And I wrote in my journal, I am so sick of having to learn by making mistakes.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
But yet, and then like I heard laughter, like I like began laughing. I'm like, well, wait a minute. No one got injured by this action.
Mm.
No, there was no big fallout from this action. The only thing that happened is that I became very aware that this is not the way I need to do things anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really interrupted from beating myself up. I'll put it that way.
Good. Don't
I
be
have to laugh. It's like,
give
and
your kindness.
yeah. So this is a product, by the way, also of Mercury Invisible.
Mm.
Is the invisible Mercury? We really don't have access to the part of ourselves. Would be like, do you really think that would be a good idea?
I'm glad it's not just me because I am going full charge into, yes, this is the way. And then about 10 minutes later, there's this voice that was like, really? Did you think that's a good idea? And as soon as I hear that voice, I connect with it. And then I start the process of the inner work. And sometimes it's my ego trying to protect me and keep me safe. Other times it's my ego going, sweetie, no, no. And there are both that are existing. And it feels very confusing right now.
Yeah.
Very, very confusing. So if you are in that, we're right in there with you, keeping ourselves in check and trying to learn the new way.
Yeah. And honestly, so be easy,
Mhm.
be gentle. And the more people around you are unaware of these things, if we're confused, and we're pretty aware, we're not completely aware because that would be impossible, but we're pretty aware of the influences. Imagine if you're unaware and you're feeling bombarded, because there is that energy of overwhelm right now. And the
Mhm.
overwhelm only stems from the not knowing.
Mhm.
Like we just don't really, we can feel the newness. Oh my God, it's exciting. That's what's creating the squirrel.
Yes.
It's exciting. We can like feel into the new way of being right now. We have no idea what it means. We just know it's new and it's like, okay, so the antidote for the overwhelm, number one is record what is happening. Record your visceral responses. Like you do something, how do you feel afterwards? Get information. Don't beat yourself up. Because, like everything else, any mistakes you make right now are pretty much erased after April 25th.
Oh, good. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Anything you're doing that you're like, well, why, that was a mistake.
So everyone's going to forget the embarrassing Instagram story that I had online for about 10 minutes. They'll forget
Yeah.
it. Amazing. It's
It's
exactly what I need
because
to
what
do.
will happen is everyone's minds shift
Mm,
on April 25th. And then we're all like, oh, we're a whole different part of ourselves that, you know, can come back online. So, um, yeah. So definitely journal, record messages that are coming to you. Recognize that we are in a time of disruption. Recognize that this is deep inner work time.
mm,
This is not time we're even meant to be out in the world very much, but yet we have to be.
mhm,
So it's messy.
messy. It feels very messy. Yep.
And so there's room for the mess.
Mm,
And also any expectations that you have from other people, recognize if people around you are putting demands on you and they seem urgent and they seem high stress demands, that's a byproduct of, oh my God, things are happening and I don't really know what the hell's going on. So I'll just do more.
mm.
So this needs to be done and that needs, no.
It's
So
like control, the word that's coming to mind when you are describing this person that needs all of these things. It sounds like if that person's you, if that person is your boss, it sounds like they're trying to control what they can't. And that's what happens when things change. We get scared and we want control.
so if you are noticing the key is urgency. Urgency. Like it's coming at you from someone or it's arising within yourself. Oh, if I just do blank, 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 I'm going to feel better.
Mm,
Stop
mm,
and just say, this is a time, just repeat, this is a time of disruption.
mm.
Any other words of wisdom, words
Word.
of advice
Mm.
coming to you?
My poor brain is just as squirrely as everyone else's. Um, so I offer you the advice that I'm offering myself. I'm going to try to find moments of stillness to allow this information to settle into the body. I'm going to do body-based somatic meditations, or I'm placing hands on myself and saying, this is my hand, this is my foot, to remind my soul that I'm safe in this body and that this body has always been my body. And no matter what new paradigm, new change I'm moving into, I am still here and I take everything with me.
Lovely.
That's feel a little scary. Thank you.
Yeah, the other piece of this that came to me as you were talking, if you're really worried, I did something wrong, because that is in the field right now.
Mm.
Oh my God, I did this wrong. I'm wrong. Simply list it out on in your journal, whatever you're worried about, whatever you're genuinely, what is on your heart, what you're worried about. And this is where I work with the angelic realm, the higher realms of the angels, the higher realms, but your guides or whatever energy. It could be an earth energy. I know a woman who works a lot with the energies of the earth, and she'll call upon the energy of the wind, or the energy of the mountain, the energy of a new plant, the energy of, she is very attuned with the earth. So it doesn't have to be just, it's whatever you feel could help and give you insight.
Mm.
Because remember, there are mistakes and there are no mistakes.
Mhm.
But right now is a time when we might feel that we need more help, and ask for it. And my favorite phrase for that is, come into my human experience, all that come in my highest good. And here, then you can ask for whatever you want. Give me insight and bring me peace of mind.
Mm.
Show me what I'm supposed to learn from this so that I can learn it well and move on and love myself even more deeply.
Mm.